He's known as the King of Pop, but his reign on the throne hasn't always been easy. Michael Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana in 1958, the fifth son of steelworker Joe Jackson. His childhood was difficult, as Joe assembled his boys into a group and worked them incredibly hard, while his mother's Jehovah's Witness faith kept the family isolated from outside influence. The Jackson 5 were an instant phenomenon, becoming the first group in history to have their first 4 singles hit number 1.
I mean, when the Jackson 5 came along, everybody loved it. I mean, it was, you know, I think particularly black audiences responded to him like he was their kid brother. But, you know, white audiences heard these great songs and, you know, they saw this kid on a stage. It was fantastic.
While working on the film The Wiz, Michael met producer Quincy Jones, who would help produce his first solo album, Off the Wall, which would eventually sell 7 million copies. Jackson's next project became the biggest-selling album of all time. Propelled by pristinely produced pop hits like Billie Jean and groundbreaking music videos, Thriller helped Jackson, sporting his signature sequin glove, moonwalk his way to becoming the biggest star of the 80s.
Well, on stage, Michael Jackson was just an explosive performer. You know, stuff, again, that he learned from Jackie Wilson and James Brown. He took that and did his own version of it.
Thriller changed the industry, spending 2+ years on the charts, spawning an unheard-of 7 top 10 singles.
He kind of like created the modern day music video. I mean, with Thriller, I mean, that was like a movie.
As his fame grew, so did the focus on Jackson's eccentric personal life. Stories of plastic surgeries, his friendship with a chimp named Bubbles, and his attempts to buy the Elephant Man's skeleton earned the star the unwanted moniker Wacko Jacko in the press. Thriller had raised the bar to such unrealistic levels that despite containing 5 #1 singles, disappointment surrounded his next album, Bad. His 1991 album, Dangerous, debuted at number 1, but didn't stay there long. In a musical landscape dominated by grunge, the King of Pop began to seem less and less relevant. Jackson often likened himself to a real-life version of Peter Pan, even naming his California estate Neverland. The star always enjoyed spending time with children, but in 1993, a 13-year-old boy accused the star of molesting him. Though no proof ever surfaced, Jackson settled with the boy for $20 million. In an odd attempt to restore his image, he shocked the public in 1994 by marrying Lisa Marie Presley. Proof that the marriage was a publicity stunt was supplied 9 months later when they divorced. In 1996, he married Debbie Rowe. The two would divorce, but not before she gave birth to 2 children. In 2001, Invincible was a disappointment, making it clear he was now more of a tabloid curiosity than a legitimate musical force.
You think about the controversies, you think about the scandals, you think about the accusations, you think about the weird, eccentric behavior. You know, by the time you get down to, oh right, and he's one of the greatest singers of all time, that's way down on the list. That's a very difficult thing to come back off of.
Just when the public thought they had seen it all, Michael's behavior as a father, which included hanging his son over a balcony in Germany, made Jackson seem more peculiar than ever. Michael Jackson reached heights of fame few people in pop culture history have ever known. Sadly, his incredible talent might not be enough to overshadow the puzzling life he has led offstage.